Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Papa Joe here at the metal shop for vlog number 2 of this week, man. Like I said yesterday, we got a really cool band today. It's Innocent Exile.
That's right.
If you guys could go ahead and give us a quick intro.
My name's Gil Barrera. I play guitar and I sing.
Sal Rodriguez, drums.
Jimmy Romero, lead guitar.
Cesar Flores on bass.
Cool. So, okay. So from what I understand, you guys have a pretty cool history, man. Gil, could you go ahead and give us some background into Innocent Exile and, like, as far as how the band came about, and talk to us about some of the founding members.
Well, the founding members, the original members, are actually here. Cesar's here, Cesar Flores and Sal Rodriguez on drums, and Jimmy, of course, is the newest member. But we actually go back all the way probably to 1999, 1998. And Cesar and I had been jamming a little bit, you know, here and there, and we played with some guys in some bands that, you know, just did a few gigs here and there, and we just decided to get together and start finishing up the originals that I had written. And once we did that, it was pretty much just straight smooth sailing. We called Sal, and he came aboard, and it was a three-piece for a while. We didn't have a singer yet. And our first singer is actually a strange story. It was a band, Twilight Symphony. I don't know if they were called Twilight Symphony yet, but John Wolf sang for us for a little bit. I think he was kind of prowling around to find some band members for his own band, but, he ended up staying with us. He ended up staying with us for a little bit, and he was a really good singer, and he did our first gig with us, and we have that on video. That was at a place called Wasted Generation that is now a Family Dollar on Lee Trevino.
You were like in the chip aisle. Where you were
You go in the store and we're standing in the chip aisle. I think, you know.
We had to check people out. We had to work and play at the same time.
Hopefully it's the beer aisle now. But so that's kind of how that got started, and eventually we ended up with another singer named Ruben Reyes, who was recommended from some guys in the Cantina Flies back then. And he was a really good singer. He stayed on for quite a while. And it didn't take us long to go into the studio and record our CD. And we did that at Rosewood Studios with Mike Major.
That's right.
With Mike Major in, I believe it was 2001, something like that. 2001, 2000. And then from there, you know, we just went on. We were together probably till, I'd say, about maybe 2010, around there. And we did quite a few gigs. We played in Juarez for quite a while. For a whole year, in fact. We played it in Juarez almost exclusively. We didn't play in El Paso that year in 2008, and we had some good shows over there. We opened up for the Iron Maidens. We played at South Texas Rock Fest in San Antonio, and we had it rolling. And then you know, time stands still, and here we are again.
Nice. Yeah, I understand that whole, like, you have to become an adult, and then, like, all the fun stuff kind of like fades to the back because you gotta be responsible and shit. Okay, Sal, so talk to us about your experience with Innocent Exile.
Mine? Yeah. Actually, me and Gilbert have been playing since high school. I met Gilbert and myself and one of his neighbors, Dave Reyes. We used to get together and just try to play our main songs and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, for my senior follies, we played Welcome to the Jungle from Guns N' Roses had just come out. And Scott, remember Scott, the singer? Yeah. Nice. After the service, I left to the service. After the service, I came back into town, and that's when they called me up and said, "Hey, man, you still want to play?" And I was like, "Sure." And I came aboard, and I did all the work on the CD.
Nice. By the way, he's a state championship jazz drummer.
Yeah, in high school, I was in the jazz band, Riverside High School jazz band. Tony Labonte, director. Now he's a music director at UNLV.
That's awesome.
So
awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tony, for being
so, yeah, man. Tony was
so
like,
easy on sound.
You should see what he put on my yearbook. Something that you read. He's all like, "Dude, you get your shit straight together. You do something with your life." I'm like, "Okay, cool, man. Thanks." But no, he pushed us hard. I don't know if you guys seen Whiplash. It wasn't to that extent, but he was pretty hard on us, and he pushed us beyond our limit, and that's how we got where we were.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so Jimmy, you're the newest member of the band, right?
That's correct.
Go ahead and talk to us about, like, your history with Innocent Exile, and, like, how far back does it go?
Well, basically, I just joined last year, and I've known Gil for a while, from my days in Twilight Symphony. We've done some shows together, and I always admired their music. I always felt that they were very talented, and I liked Gil's songwriting, and his guitar work is very unorthodox and very good. So I felt that when he asked me to come on board, I felt that it was going to be some good chemistry going on, and I felt that it was going to be a good fit. So I'm happy to be in the band, and hopefully we can make new music.
Yeah. And you also mentioned that Cesar was also one of the founding members. Okay, so whose idea was it, Cesar? Who was the original brains behind Innocent Exile? Is it like a collective?
I think
I guess it was. I guess it was.
Yeah.
It's usually like one of those stories where somebody's drunk and they're like, "Hey man, let's start a fucking band and jam."
I think we were dating the same girl, and she kind of brought it up. She kind of
You guys
brought
were
it
inspired
up.
by the heartbreak, by the
Yeah,
right,
she
the
brought it
same.
up, so I think that's kind of.
And then we found out they were twins, so it was,
So it was okay.
We said
It was two
Riverside,
different
right?
girls.
yeah,
Yeah.
So you know how it goes there.
not too many twins there.
Cool. And so
Don't do that.
did you guys ever like? Was it like a high school idea, or you guys were?
No, it was a post high school.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had just moved back from Lubbock, and like Gilbert said, we were just hanging out, and
Actually, I didn't even think Cesar was a musician. He was a football star.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Me either. So. Yeah, and I had picked up bass when we were in Lubbock, which that's where our son was born. And when we moved back, we started just jamming with people, like he said. And then Gil said, "Yeah, I have some original songs," and I'm like, "Okay." And so we just started from there, like for me from zero, because I didn't know what this music was. I mean, I knew what other stuff was. It was already there in front, or to be out in the public. And honestly, I'd like to thank Gil, as I have before, for letting me manipulate or change or make better, make worse what he had already in his mind or written down. And I think that collaboration there was where it really got going. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so like real quick here, like what are your like influences, like respectively?
Well, for me, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm into 80s heavy metal, although I pretty much left that behind a while ago. Since about 1990, I've been into power metal, which is European, heavy metal, basically. Ed Guy, Hammerfall, Halloween, Pink Cream 69, a bunch of really good bands. It's kind of like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden on steroids, like Jimmy likes to say,
Steroids.
Amped up, yeah. So it's the older songs are more influenced by the former style, but now the newer stuff that I have, it's a lot more power metal driven, and it still it still contains that. But I personally like all kinds of music. I mean, to me, the music that makes me feel it in my heart and in my soul, whether it's Paul Simon, whether it's David Bowie or Iron Maiden, Halloween, it's the same feeling. So to me, those are all influences. And something really strange about one of the songs in Peace in Our Time that we're going to play today, I didn't get the idea, but I was inspired by Lizzie Borden's song called Master of Disguise, and by Chariots of Fire, the song Chariots of Fire. And I didn't copy the songs, but you have some influences at the time, and it inspires you. You kind of mess around with stuff, and so it came about sort of in that way.
Cool.
No, you're gonna have to pay him royalties.
Good luck.
Okay, Sal, and your
Oh, lots. Tommy Aldridge, Rod Morgenstein, and Nico McBrain, our main, it's a lot.
too many too.
Too many. I saw Buddy Rich at Bowie High School when I was in high school. From Lars Ulrich to the drummer for 10,000 Maniacs, but of course, the master Neil Peart, from Rush.
I had a feeling it was gonna come back to
Oh,
me.
hell yeah.
The professor.
He's the professor. He's the number one.
Jimmy?
To me.
Well, I have what I call the meat and potatoes of, what really influenced my guitar playing. Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, Yngwie Malmsteen, George Lynch, Ritchie Blackmore. Those are like my main influences. Of course, there's lots of brilliant and wonderful guitar players out there, but those are kind of my main guys that I always go to.
Cool. Cesar?
Yeah, when you were mentioning the influences, I'd like to thank my brother right now for leaving his car while he went out with his friends, because I used to play his cassettes.
Yeah, those BMG and the Columbia House.
It was Axe, right? Like Judas Priest, you know.
Yeah.
I remember I used to go to a buddy of mine's house, and they said, "Who's Ted Nugget?" And he's like, it's Nugent. I'm
He works at the
okay.
Nugget.
Yeah, he was at the Nugget.
Golden Nugget.
So like from there, for me, it was about music, and I also was in excuse me band as a sixth grader. I played trombone, and that's probably my best award I ever got. I got all brass in band.
For sure.
And I think
Yeah.
if you listen to Cesar singing, he likes the cult too, and you can really, really hear his Ian Astbury influence when he sings.
Yeah, and then from there, like the guys are saying, I mean, I had the privilege to see David Byrne when he did some stuff, and just a wide range of influences for sure.
That's really Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your original music. I did want to mention though before we get into it that like since we started the vlog project, Judy and I always focused on strictly original music, like bands who make their own music, right? And even going to shows, like that was our thing for a long time. But I can remember back when I was like in my early 20s and even before then, I loved going to like places like Chelsea Street Pub and Putney's and Rods and Wheels for cover bands, man. That was a thing to do back in the 80s. Until like last year sometime, we met this dude named Javi Velos, and he's sitting right over there. And it's crazy, man, because like he had a big part in reconnecting us back to like our cover band roots because like now that we hang out with Javi and his friends, like we made a lot more friends, and we feel like we have like two families, man. Like we have family and friends in the original music scene, and then now we have a really big group of friends, thanks to Javi and all his friends, for like welcoming us too in the cover band scene. And it's awesome, man. I mean, I think like speaking for myself, I found a whole new appreciation for like cover band musicians, man, because they're so talented and they have so much experience. And I just wanted to just cover that real quick before we get into it. So Javi, thank you, man. You've like opened our, especially for me, you've opened my eyes to like something that I had a passion for when I was younger. So thanks. Cool. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get into it. Sorry for the tangent there. Okay, so Gil, why did you choose to like write your own music instead of like, being a cover band?
Well, I think most guys, they pick up a guitar and naturally, like Jimmy mentioned, they want to play the solo for Crazy Train. They want to play Eruption, and I guess I had that too. But for some reason, I always have felt more compelled to write, and ever since I learned my first chords, I was always just coming up with melodies and just little lyrics and chord changes and things like that. And I guess I was always just, like I said, more compelled to go in that direction. And to be honest with you, I kind of didn't like it for a while because it drove me away from learning lead guitar and focusing on that, because I was always just wanting to write and wanting to write and focusing on that aspect. But recently I've come back more to studying more lead guitar and practicing that a little bit more. But basically, I think that's just what it was. It was just a natural road for me to take. It just seemed something completely natural. You want to be like your heroes, and you play some cover songs and stuff like that. But I think eventually, you want to write your own music, and you have something to say. Something sounds cool. Hey, let's put it together. See
have you ever played a cover band?
Well, Jimmy and I played in Sabbath to Sabbath with James Rivera. It's Black Sabbath Judas Priest tribute. We do that, and then. Are
you in that band too?
Uh huh.
Did you play that show at Mr. Music Hall?
Yeah.
I was there. We were there.
That was Jimmy and I, and.
Yeah, I remember Jimmy. That's crazy, man.
And James Rivera, of course, plays with Hellstar. He's a good friend of ours. And then Cesar and I played with the guys from who are King Octopus now, with Joe Marin and Johnny Salas. Before they were even Rubberman, they're King Octopus, but before even they were Rubberman, and we just did a few gigs.
So like, how they say that, like when it's like an outlet, right? Like when you write your own music and you can express yourself and you can get like things out of your system. Mm-hmm. Like how does that compare to being in a cover band and like the original band?
Well, I don't know. I think being in a cover band, you kind of want to get the notes right, and I think that's what drives you, that's what moves you, that's what makes you, that's what your goal is. And I think in an original band, I think for me at least, because I write melodies and lyrics and the music and the riffs and the rhythms, and I think for me the fun part is just when everything clicks, when you find one part and then another part and then the lyric fits just perfectly and you come up with this little melody, and then of course then you add great musicians like Cesar and Jimmy and Sal, and then they just make it even better. They make the drum parts better, the bass parts better, and they complement the songs really well, and for me it's really like a dream come true to have those ideas come to life for myself, and of course with really great players that completely make the music go off.
Cool. Okay, Cesar, how would you say that you enhance the music of MSN Exile?
Yeah, like I was saying before, Gilbert's given me the liberty or the trust to maybe change a part here or add a part there or completely flip something around, and that's the trust we've always had is And how I come up with that, I don't know. I just hear things differently than maybe someone else would. You know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and Jimmy, what were your like first impressions like when you were learning their songs?
I told Gil that many times that his playing is very unorthodox. He plays a lot of things that I probably wouldn't play. So it challenged me because I would have to play the songs a lot more in order to memorize them and to figure out, you know, where he was trying to go with it. But I've gotten used to his playing. I've had time to analyze his playing, and now I see where he goes and why he does certain things. But that was the biggest challenge, you know, trying to. I'm more of a harmonic minor type player, and Gil has like an open book, you know, with everything. So it kind of opened my eyes to new things and how to approach certain songs.
Yeah, I kind of like that, man. I like being challenged. Sometimes you're like intimidated, and it's not always intimidation, but sometimes you see somebody doing something different, and it like pushes you to see things differently.
Yeah,
I totally get that, man. Like I guess like in a creative sense.
Yes.
Like as a photographer, I totally see that, man. Sometimes I'll see somebody's work and I'll be like, how the fuck did they do that? and like I'm not gonna be happy until I learn how he did it. You know? So there's still a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do, so I'm still pretty pissed off.
Uncontent.
Yeah, I'm disgruntled.
Disgruntled.
Okay, Sal, so how does Innocent Exile's music allow you to express your drumming like creatively?
Creatively, they let me do whatever I want, actually.
Free reign.
They haven't really limited me to anything. Actually, they let me do whatever I want. But the original songs, especially Systems, it was actually because I was going through some financial troubles, and they kept calling me. You know, they were calling me about debt I owed, and I was like, damn, man, I'm going through some tough times. And one evening I was telling Gilbert, man, you know what sucks is just a system. It's not a person going down the list. Some system just picks your name at random and just fucking calls you, just pisses you off. And then next thing you know, he fucking says, hey, I got a thought. And when I play that, that's why I play angry.
Please tell me it didn't start with like a phone ringing.
No, not at all.
You should name the song.
Not at all.
Spam likely.
But that when I play that song, it always like it lets it all out. That's one thing I like about drumming, though. After I get done, man, it's like you just let it all out. I'm ready to just.
Nice. Now you gotta go buy some new drum heads.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, inspiration comes from everywhere. I mean, that's a true story, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I wrote that song because his griping inspired me.
Yes, because I was his roommate, and I was like, these motherfuckers keep calling me, man.
And actually, that was my next question. Like, what do you base your songs on, like musically and lyrically? Other than Sal's life experience.
Sal's bad build method.
Well, you know, I've always thought heavy metal has lacked a lot of positivity. You know, it's always angst and being angry and going against, you know, the establishment, things like that. And that's why I like power metal so much, because it's very positive, and I just I get inspiration from just positive messages, and always just, you know, looking forward and having hope, and just uplifting messages really all the time. If you the lyrics aren't in the CD, unfortunately, but if you listen to the songs, I know one of the Facebook videos, it's kind of a lyric video that I did many years ago before lyric videos existed. So, you know, maybe I should get a royalty for that. But, if you read the lyrics, you know, you'll see some of those positive messages in there. And of course, you know, I'm not too much into the Dungeons and Dragons style of, let's say, like Dio or anything like that, but a lot of the fantasy and the storytelling type of Iron Maiden style, and I think the Systems song is more of a sort of Judas Priest lyrical style, I think, where just the words go together and they make little vignettes of, you know, of anger, like Sal's talking about.
Yeah,
little vignettes.
I never thought I'd use the word vignette and anger next to each other.
How much of your material is recorded? That's your CD? Right?
That's our CD. There's
full length.
Yeah, there's 7 songs on that CD. We play 4 of those songs, and then.
When was that recorded?
I'm embarrassed to say.
I think it was 2000.
It was 2000.
And then 2001, that's when we finally put it together.
It's been a long time.
Thank you, Mike Major and Rosewood Studios. That was-
So, but is that the only like music that you have recorded?
That's the only music that we have recorded that's out of any quality. We do have some other recordings, just
Like demos?
kind of demos. But the others, we have 3 other songs that we play live that we don't have recorded yet, but we're working on it.
Cool. And like, is any of that like available on like on Spotify or iTunes or Reverb Nation? There's like so much now, like Reverb Nation,
Yeah, no
Bandcamp,
kidding.
SoundCloud.
No kidding.
There's no like now. There's like no reason for people not to hear your music if it's recorded.
Yeah.
I think we had some stuff on CD Baby a while back, maybe 2011 or something like that, maybe 2006. I don't remember, but I know we had some stuff there. And like I said, we're just getting back into it, so we're kind of gonna ease into that more as we go along. At least that's our hope.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and look forward to your recorded stuff, and then
Sure.
see. I guess like keep up to date with them on their Facebook page so that you can find out where you can listen to it, jam it, and share
And we
it
do
with
have a
your friends.
Facebook page. It's a little outdated, so we do need to update that. There's a lot of pictures from the South Texas Rock Fest when I had short hair.
You had short hair?
So don't go.
Okay, so now it's time for the show segment. We actually went up to 38 yesterday. We went to a show last night, so it went up one number. We're gonna go ahead and talk about let's talk about your whatever venues you guys have played at, like even back to your earlier years.
God, I don't even remember.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I don't remember either, but I know we used to play at the Jokers quite a bit. That James used to run on Piedras. We used to play there quite a bit. And when we started, we would play at the Texas Stakeout.
What was the one on Dyer?
The one on Dyer.
That old hotel where we
Yeah,
played
it's
with the
still
Maidens.
there. It's still there, yeah.
I don't remember. I think that might have been is that the Mesa Music Hall?
No, that was actually. On the
There's
west
another
side.
one.
Mm.
Yeah, there's another one.
Cool.
But we also played at Surge's, and when we played at Surge's, there was there was a good number of original bands, and you could even say there was a little bit of a scene, because there was us and Cantina Flies, Crash Kennedy, Blank Expression. There was quite a few bands that were playing, and Surge would let the bands do their original material there, and that was a nice little place to play at. And of course, Surge plays with Chaos now, of course.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, so that was his?
Yeah, that was Surge's.
I hear so much about Surges, and I never knew that was him.
That Surge of Surge's, yeah.
That's crazy.
And then, of course, we played in Juarez a lot too. We played at Tlaquepaque, we played at Histeria maybe once, I think, and then we used to play we played at Centenario also. And that went really well. The people in Juarez, of course, are crazy. I mean, Jimmy knows.
Dude, you can not say enough positive things about the music scene in Juarez. And I wish it was easier to get there too. And we always talk about it on the vlog how we would really like to go to shows over there, but there's still that fear,
Yeah.
But-
It's actually not that bad. You stay close to the strip, and you'll see that that it's not really a big deal. Well, for me, I mean, I don't want to speak for anybody else.
If I go over there with
I don't want to speak for the
They're gonna think I'm like
card-carrying
ISIS or
members of the
something.
NRA.
I don't want to recruit me or something.
I don't know,
So,
Gilbert.
you guys ever open for any big bands?
Well, we opened for the Iron Maidens.
Where was that show?
The first one was at Lucky Devils on
Oh yeah, right. Bengal.
the Lucky
Bengal,
Devils
yeah.
on Bengal. That was a really good show. The line was out the
Hey,
door.
Judy was there at that show.
Yeah. And then we also the show that we did, we actually promoted it and did everything for it. Was we played in Juarez at the Rainbow upstairs, and then we played at a place that was called Rockabilly's on Dyer.
That's it.
Rockabilly.
That's a Dyer. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Rockabilly's. Yeah, we used to play there. And Jimmy actually, his band Distance Guys was on that bill.
That's cool.
He played. He was
Okay.
on that bill.
I don't remember you from
I was incognito.
Okay, so this question is for Sal. Tell us something about your drum setup preferences, like at shows.
I'm sorry?
Talk to us about your drum setup preferences, like at shows.
Oh, drum setups. I like everything close to me, I don't like reaching for stuff. I know Gilbert kind of, gets annoyed sometimes because I keep moving it around. I keep bringing it in. I bought a stand for the toms, and I said, no, I don't want it. And I keep moving it around, and he always tells me, you're the first drummer I've ever seen. What are you telling me? And it always just takes his time to set up.
But who's your drum tech, Sam?
Huh?
Who's your drum tech?
My drum tech?
Your
You're
drum
looking
tech.
at him.
Yeah, you're looking at him. Yeah.
So you're not like OCD where everything has to be the same way all the time.
No. It's constantly changing. I usually have my china on the other side of that crash, but
That poor
we were playing at the Rock House the other day, and I was having a hard time smashing it, so I said, I'm gonna move it. I move it a lot up.
How did that show go? That rock
It went really well. Yeah, there was the count I think was over 100 people.
I love
which,
that band
yeah.
Crash. Man, if you're watching, kick ass, dude. I was a fan.
I'm gonna invite you to
Those
my
guys
birthday
kicked
party.
ass. I was like, fuck
Playing
yes,
that.
they kicked ass.
And of course, what was the other band name?
Hyperglow.
Yeah,
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
those
yes.
guys are-
Yeah.
They're
Those
right
are
on.
The
crazy.
drummer's like, like, whoa.
They're sick.
Yeah.
They're upbeat. They're out there.
Okay, since that's do you view your bass guitar as a rhythm instrument or as a lead instrument that should stand out?
Well, Gilbert brought me out of that show about it standing out because I always wanted to just sit back and hang out with Sal and just make sure that foundation was always there and well, all of us they're like, well, try this, and this will really accent this part here, and And that's what I appreciate about the guys, is bringing me to try different things, like you said, right?
Yeah.
Because if it was up to me, I'd just be back there with a ukulele or something. I don't know.
4 strings?
With a
Yeah,
with a
something.
porta potty.
That's a
This
new
is
song.
smaller, yeah.
Okay, Jimmy, so like with 2 guitars, how do you view like your music relationship with Gil? Like how do you guys like mesh?
Well, I have never been used to playing, with another guitar player, so it gives me the freedom to not have to be so busy all the time. And since Gil is he's very detailed and organized on how the songs he wants them to sound and how they should sound. So when he tells me exactly what to play, or he'll tell me to embellish something else in there, it's it allows me to have some creativity. So, but it did take a while to get used to, because I'm not used to playing with another guitar player. And I've always had to try to fill in space and do things to make it sound big. And with 2 guitar players, it's naturally big like that. So it's a big sound.
Cool. Okay, so like going back to shows, like and also like the music scene. How much do you think it's changed, like from back when you used to play shows in the early 2000s compared to now?
I think there's more people out there now, and I think they're more open to original bands. Of course, the cover scene is always there, but I think there's more people now that are hanging out together. I think it's more of a community, and I think the word spreads quicker and longer, and so everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody knows you have a show, and they try to support you. And I know the musicians are also trying to support you, and quite frankly, I mean, I don't feel like an outcast. I don't think we are outcast because we play original music. I think, I think we fit right in. And I think people are open-minded enough to at least listen and then see what we have to offer, and we deliver the goods, and they'll come over to our side too.
Yeah, it's changed a lot, man. Especially with like social media now, and
That's
like
it, the
YouTube.
social media.
I mean, if you have a show, you could work up a flyer in no time and share it, and before you know it, at least you have people who are interested in coming to your show.
Yeah, right.
Not just that, but also like YouTube kids, like really young kids, are learning how to play instruments a lot easier nowadays.
Oh yeah.
As to oppose, like when I was young, like I used to have to go to a melody shop at Bassett and
Right,
buy
remember
the
that?
temperature
Yeah.
books. That was like that was pretty much like our resources, either that or like learning it by ear. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's changed quite a bit, but it's pretty cool. Like there's just like so much talent here, man. And like Judy and I are like pretty well familiar with the music scene and like all the bands that play regularly. But it's crazy because like we went to a show last night, and there was this band playing. They're called Le Voyage, and we hadn't seen them, and man, they fucking blew me away. Like every musician in that band was spot on. It was crazy, man.
And their style was what?
It's kind of like a jazzy pop kind of. I kind of describe. You'd have to
Check it
them
out.
but
Okay,
man,
cool.
they're really tight, and I was blown away. It's and it happens very like regularly where we see a new band. We're like, what the
Where
hell?
you least expect it, right? It's just
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there, right in
Yeah.
front, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's cool, man. Just to think that we could go to shows, because Judy and I love that's our thing, And we go regularly, but then to see new bands, just like out of nowhere, we're like, wow, cool. Don't stop, So like, what are like some things that you see at shows that like make you feel good about it, like make you happy?
Hanging out with these guys.
Hanging out with these guys.
That's like quickly become one of my favorite things. Just like hanging out with musicians, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, all the other musicians that we get to meet and hang out and shoot the bull with.
The music. I like the music. I like listening to it. Picks me up. Sometimes I'm tired. It's late. I was all day at work or something, and then I get there and it just energizes me.
Cool. And I guess we could end the segment by going and talk about your show.
Yeah,
coming
we
up at
got
Rockhouse.
an upcoming show with a band called Negacy from the UK. Sorry, guys, from the UK, from the United Kingdom. It's being promoted by Metal Union and Metal Juarez, and we're on the bill. Innocent Exile. Dios de Ira, also from Juarez, are playing, and we actually played with them when we played in Juarez. They're called Dios de Ira. We played with them. They were those real death metal guys.
Yeah.
And then Crash is on the bill too. So
There you go.
we want to
Oh, man,
invite.
that's gonna be
yeah.
bad. That's gonna be badass.
We want to invite everybody to go to that. It's June 7th. It's a Thursday, and the pre-sale tickets are $10. at the door is $12. So even though they're charging to get in, it's going to be a really, really good show, and we do need everybody's support. Even though they're charging, guys, you know, in high school we used to go to backyard parties and pay $3 to get in. Now, yeah, the keg was unlimited. I get that.
And then it was sold enough to
But
drink.
we were high school kids and we
Or
didn't
have
have money. But
$3.
now,
We didn't have $3.
now we have
Yeah.
now we have jobs and money, so I think $10, $12 is a reasonable price.
Yeah, and if you need tickets, hit them up.
Yeah, we have tickets right here, so definitely.
Okay, so now it's time for some discussion on your social media, man. Where can people find you? I know you mentioned earlier that you have a Facebook page.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page. There's a MySpace page, of course.
So I have all the URL codes and everything saved on your floppy disk.
MP3.com,
AOL.
of course. No, right now, currently we just have a Facebook page, and like I mentioned, it's a bit outdated, so we're trying to just to gather more material.
It's very outdated, by the way.
So
Because I've been up there looking for stuff, and it's like, oh man.
Back then, Sal had a sense of humor, and that's very outdated.
And that's okay.
and we don't have Instagram yet, or what's the other one?
Twitter.
Twitter. We
No
don't have
Twitter.
Twitter, but we're definitely going in that direction, just to have more outlets, more contacts, and all of that. So.
What's the most reliable way for people to get a hold of you, like for booking purposes? Or?
Probably just through my personal Facebook, which is Gilberto Barrera, .com.
But like, do you stay on top of like your band's page?
Yeah, because really, like I said, I go in there a little bit, but not too much. I'm waiting to get some newer material to revamp it, basically,
Yeah,
and
'cause
then
like,
and stay
like-
on top of it more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the people at Facebook do this really cool thing too, where they actually rate like your response time. Like they'll say like, oh, they respond like very fast.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
they
I've seen
take they take like an hour to get back to you or something. So just food for thought. Okay, so like in this question's for Gil. Like, what image or impression do you want people to see regarding Innocent Exile?
Well, I think first and foremost, the music. I want people to see us, that we're a band that cares about music and melody and harmony and riffs and good rhythms and then also good chemistry within the musicians, and that we also give a good performance, a good show. So that's what I want people to come away with. I know a lot of nowadays, a lot of the music is death metal and stuff like that. So, and that's okay. That's all well and good. There's some good bands that do that, and of course, there's a lot of good bands here in El Paso that do that. And I think for us, I think really we present something a little bit different now that people may not be so used to. So I want us to give that impression to the fans, the El Paso fans, definitely.
Cool. Okay. So this question's for Cesar and Sal, because I know like generally you guys like stand like in the back, and you guys have a good view of everything going in front of you. Like, talk to us about something about your bandmates that like you like about them as musicians.
As musicians?
Yeah.
That's a good question. God. I don't know. I never thought about that.
I mean, you
You're on
have
the
the
spot.
view.
Yeah,
You're going live.
Actually,
butts?
I'm never even looking at them. I'm more over there just trying to keep time.
I have a wireless switch, whatever, but I like to visit with all the guys and just
Chicken on that.
yeah, just like, are you okay? Are you sure you're gonna touch that? Don't touch that at this time, no. But yeah, it's really cool to be interacting with all of them at that point. And I think I wouldn't have it any way because I'm like ADD times whatever. It's tough to just sit and write. So
Yeah.
And I think for me, I mean, like I mentioned before, even Jimmy, just having his caliber of musicianship has really given us a good kick in the rear to
octane
step it up.
booster,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is why I wanted him to be in Innocent Exile, and obviously Sal, I really like his power that he plays with. In fact, people have told me, hey man, your drummer plays really loud. He plays really hard. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
He plays really hard and really loud. So that's something that gives us some power on stage. And of course, like Cesar mentioned, he doesn't use the bass as a background instrument, which is good because the more he makes it stand out, the more he plays lead lines and melodies, it just enhances the songs.
Cool. Okay, and Jimmy, like, what's one particular aspect that you like about being in Innocent Exile? Like, either like personally or musically?
Personally, I really like to be in the band because we have a lot of fun on stage. It seems like we're having a good time and we laugh about things while we're trying to play and things of that sort. I mean, it's fun, and musically, it is challenging. The music that they do is not something that I'm used to. So, doing the twin guitar thing can be a little challenging sometimes too. So, but I really enjoy the band. I have a lot of fun. I like the music, so I hope to write new music with them. So, pretty happy about it.
And okay, so Gil, like, what do you think? What's like the ultimate goal for Innocent Exile?
And we talked about this. We want to play relevant gigs, and by relevant gigs, I mean something that's. I don't want this to sound in any way wrong or anything, but they have to really be worth our while, because as an original band, you really have to seek the proper or find the proper opportunities, the right opportunities, and take those, as opposed to just playing every Friday, because you really, with original music, you really have to take it to the proper audience. You have to take it to the proper audience, and I think that's definitely one of the goals. I would really love for us to go out of town and play festivals, things like that. Anything that keeps us fresh, keeps us going, keeps us motivated, and always bigger, always a different plateau, different level. That way we're always on our game and always trying to give a top-notch show and performance.
Yeah, I know it can happen to where like local bands, especially original bands, like oversaturate the scene with shows, and they're always looking to jump on shows, which is cool. I mean, because it's all good experience, right? Mm-hmm. But then eventually, sometimes I don't know if people get tuned out to them because of that. Because like I don't know, man. Because I've seen both sides of that, to where a band plays a lot and then people kind of lose interest. But then I've seen other bands who play a lot and they already have like their following. People know the words to their songs. Mm-hmm. They draw big crowds because of it. So I don't know, man. I guess that's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, and you kind of have to play it by ear, see how it goes. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now it's time for the rapid fire. I'm gonna ask Innocent Exile 5 quick questions. They have a split second to answer. Okay, so
here you go.
As a group or individuals?
Whoever wants to, just read it out.
All right.
Okay, so what's your favorite rock and roll memory ever?
I met Lars Ulrich.
I met Lars Ulrich with him at the same time.
That's right.
Damn.
Yngwie Malmsteen, 1985.
Dude, I was there. He opened for AC/DC.
That's correct.
Fuck, I was there. That was a good show, man. Had that big strap like in the back.
Yeah.
What's one of my favorite things is talking to people like semi my age who were at the same shows that I was at. Getting fucked up at the parking lot in the Coliseum.
Oh, man. I remember when there were no kids there. Now you go to a concert there and the whole family's there's like...
I used to drink Strohs or Moosehead in the 80s.
We used to go to those concerts when we were in middle school. Man.
I know, man.
Okay, and Cesar?
Having Jimmy in the band. No bullshit.
Mine's interviewing Jimmy. Okay, so you have to make a choice here, okay?
All right.
1980s Lita Ford or today's Lizzie Hale?
Lita Ford.
Lita Ford.
Lita Ford.
Lita Ford.
Lita.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, real quick here. Molly Crew, metal or girly rock?
Metal.
Metal.
Hey, did you hear the early stuff? Have you heard the early stuff?
Yeah, you know what? I like the early stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys convinced me.
They're card-carrying members of the NRA, so when they have a suggestion, I listen.
Yeah. Okay. What gear company would you like to be endorsed by?
Fractal.
Tama.
Fender.
Free gear.
Canon.
Canon, that's right.
Okay. Muscle car or Harley Davidson?
Harley.
Muscle car.
Muscle car.
Harley.
Muscle car.
Muscle car.
Nice, muscle car.
Really?
Cool. That was easy, man. Quick
Both.
questions. Well, thank you guys. Is there anything else that you guys want to mention that we missed?
Not
Thanks
too
for
much.
having us.
Thank you for having
Any
us.
shout outs you want to give to anybody? Anybody
Joe, man.
That Javi guy, you guys keep
Joe.
Javi,
Some Javi.
Javi Veloz of Javi's house.
Yeah.
Something.
Yes, of course.
We had our,
Javi and Sin, man. Javi and
we
Sin.
had our Javi and Sin.
Yeah, right.
We had our first show coming back at his house, and that went really well. Of course, all the guys that have been in the band: Mauricio Aburto, Joe Miramontes, Ruben Reyes, John, of course, Skidmore. I don't remember who else, but definitely
Mo.
Yeah, Mo. Yeah, they all contributed, and it's it's been really, really good times.
Cool. Yeah, and also maybe shout out to Matt and Gabriel at Rock House.
Yes, yeah, of course, Matt and Gabriel at Rock House
That
for
was
letting
awesome.
letting us play there. Sorry about the dancers.
Bad cue. Yeah.
I was enjoying it.
I wasn't.
Okay, and as always, I want to shout out Mama Judy because she kicks ass. She's a badass.
Yeah, there you go.
Camera.
There you go.
And also, as always, thank you to our awesome sponsors, man. Live Audio, Alex and Nicole Vargas. You guys stepped up to the plate, and we are forever grateful to you guys, man. And also remember, man, if you guys are in a local band in El Paso, even if you're like in a regional or touring band, hit us up, and we'd love to have you here. We'd like to interview you guys and give you a platform to talk about your band and yourself, man. So, like, from day one, our motto's always been, hit us up. And thanks again to Innocent Exile. Thank you to Mr. Javier Veloz for making the connection. And we'll see you guys next week on the Mail Shop Vlogs.
Thanks, guys.